Welcome to the Success in Africa podcast with Dr. Modupe, your weekly dose of leadership vitamins to make you successful in Africa.
Welcome everyone to the Success in Africa Leadership podcast. I'm Dumi Magadlela, and today I am honored to be your guest host for this beautiful podcast, Success in Africa Leadership. The purpose of this podcast today is to help Africans to be successful by sharing with them the journeys of other successful Africans. Normally, this podcast is hosted by Dr. Modupe Taylor Pierce. But today, ladies and gentlemen, I will be hosting it because I have the honor of interviewing our very own Dr. Modupe Taylor Pierce himself. His impact and success have recently been recognized by Thinkers 50, the global rankers of gurus of management and leadership and coaching in the world. This year, Dr. Modupe Taylor Pierce has been recognized as one of the coaching legends, an honor given to only 8 people globally annually. Dr. Modupe Taylor Pierce, thank you for joining us today. To begin, let's go back to the roots, to the beginning of your journey. Share with us learnings and lessons from your formative years. What activities, what incidents, what experiences have shaped you to become the leader, the pioneering coach that you are, as the coaching legends recognized? Please share with us. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dumi. Thank you for agreeing to host and inviting me onto this podcast. This is a bit of a full circle moment for me. I feel almost hesitant in being the person being interviewed because as somebody who focuses on helping others to succeed, I spend very little time on what I have achieved. So please forgive me if I sometimes stumble over my words because I really haven't given a whole lot of thought to that part of the success journey. So to answer your question, let me start. I grew up the son of educators. My parents were both teachers. Uh, my father later became an administrator. He was the deputy chief education officer for the government of Sierra Leone. At one time, he also was a school principal of quite a few different schools over his career. My mother was a maths teacher. My father also was into mathematics. That's how they met. Um, I was the youngest of 5 children growing up, and we lived a fairly middle class upbringing, I would say. Um, and I went to primary school. I did both in Sierra Leone and in Ghana uh, because when I was 9 years old, my father transferred to work in Ghana for the West African Examinations Council. So I then did some years of school in Ghana. And then in terms of secondary school, I started in Ghana, then relocated to Kenya because my father was transferred to Kenya in a job in which he was the principal of a graduate theological seminary. So we lived in Nairobi, in a small suburb called Karen in Nairobi. And then from there, I completed my high school education back in Sierra Leone at the Sierra Leone Grammar School. So I'm the product of education, at least early education, in 3 countries. But by the time it was time for university, I had the opportunity to pursue my college degree at the United States Military Academy in West Point, New York. Uh, and so that then added a fourth country into my education. So I've been blessed to be educated in different places. But I must say that I think the most important education I received was actually the education I received at home with my parents. Um, in addition to being teachers, they were also missionaries and very welcoming people. I always remember that our home was, hosted streams of people. It was very common. In fact, I think I can remember fewer times when we ate dinner, just us as the nuclear family, and more times when there was always some guest who, as far as I was concerned as a child, conveniently knew what time it was that we ate dinner and would just happen to show up at that time. And knowing my parents, they would immediately tell us, okay, let's move, let's make three more places, and and somehow the food would be shared between them. And I specifically, one of the things that I remember, there was one incident that happened um, that is still seared into my memory, into who I am today. It was a Sunday afternoon. My mother had made my favorite dish, which was coconut rice and chicken curry. In Africa, that's not very common. So I was really looking forward to it. I've been hovering around the kitchen uh, while this was being done. They served. I made the table without even being asked for 7 places, 5 children, 2 parents, made it. And we literally had prayed and were ready to dish when the doorbell rang. The doorbell rang and opened the door. In walked this family of 9 people. A man and his wife who had as far as I was concerned, the temerity to have 7 children. They were of lesser economic means than us. And they just happened to show up at about 1:30 in the afternoon on a Sunday. My mother immediately galvanized into action. Oh, come in, you're right. And there went the rice and chicken curry. She then got my sister to cook some white rice, pull out some stew from the freezer, old stew, and my portion of rice and chicken curry was diminished by 80%, and the rest of it was rice and stew. And I was furious. I was furious. And I guess it showed in my face. So about 4 hours later, when this family finally left and we were cleaning up, etc., my mother then called me and said, "Come to the room with me." And she said, "What was that?" I'm like, "What? Why did you make your face as if somebody took away all your toys?" Well, what is it? So finally, I confessed what she already knew, which was that I was upset because I didn't get. He says, "You know something? That is rubbish. This is food. You never take food over relationships. You never take assets over relationships." He said, "What is this? You eat it, you go to the toilet, you get rid of it, and you've forgotten about it."
Yeah.
And then to make sure that the lesson was truly learned, she gave me a couple of smacks on my bottom with a cane for my poor attitude. Um,
Wow.
but I never forgot the lesson
Yeah.
that it's all about people. And
Relationship.
she said, we have, if you can be a blessing to somebody, you do that. And don't take these material things or value them over making somebody feel valued and respected.
Wow. And that's why you never forgot the lesson. You recited, it feels real, like it's happened yesterday. Thank you so much for that, Modupe.
Tomorrow belongs to those people who prepare for it today. See you next week.